Hi everyone, welcome to Court Farm Chickens. Today we're going to be looking at the basic setup you need to keep some ducks. Right, so basic setup for a duck. The first thing you need to do is decide on sort of what breed of duck you're getting and whether it's flightless or not, because that depends on whether or not you need a roof. This particular breed can fly a little bit. These are the Black East Indian ducks. They are classed as a bird that can fly, and they can get over the fence when they want to. They're not going to fly off into the sky, but they can easily sort of get over a 4-foot fence and get quite a distance, to be honest. They can go about 20-30 feet, so you can imagine in an urban garden setting that would not be ideal at all. So if you've got a bird that can fly, so any of the bantam breeds, call ducks, that kind of thing, that can sort of get off the ground, you're going to need an enclosure with a roof. If you've got something like a khaki Campbell, an Aylesbury, Peking, Indian runner duck, you don't need a roof. However, you do need to bear in mind that you're not just keeping the birds in, you're keeping predators out. So you don't need a roof for the larger birds, the flightless birds, and they can just sort of roam around, and that's fine. But bear in mind, it does leave them open to predators. Now, in the enclosure, whether it's roofed or not, you need the same basic things. Now, you can add other things for the birds to sort of jump around on, like logs, tree stumps, bushes and things for them to go through, and that's fine. But this is just the absolute basic. So you need 2 water sources, and there's a reason for this. So the first water source is a large one, and that's where they do their bathing and their swimming, and where they get most of their enjoyment. Now, a lot of people say, oh, they only need a small bit of water they can dunk their head. Well, yeah, they do need that. But is that fun? Or is that more fun? It's, yeah. A lot of people just keep a bucket. I disagree with it. Yeah, you've supplied something the duck needs, but it's not going to be a happy duck. They want to be able to do this. They want to be able to float around and have fun in the water. That's what they do. That's how they spend most of their day. Now, the reason you need 2 water sources is because they will mess that up. They will poo in it, they will drop things in it, they throw mud in it deliberately to watch the insects come out and then get the insects. Within a day, that will be a mud bath. It's not practical to clean a duck's pool out daily. If you look at it, it needs it, but no one can do that. So, I mean, in the winter months you can stretch it to a fortnight, but in the summer months with the algae growth as well, it needs to be weekly. But you don't want your duck drinking that water, and your duck doesn't want to drink that water because it's filthy. So have a smaller pot daily. Put it near the food, because they will pick the food up in the mouth and then put it in the water. That's how ducks like to eat, and why they make so much mess. They have the 2 things together. They don't have a bit of food and then a drink. They like to mix it, and that's why it's always such a state. Now, in terms of flooring, we've just got them on the grass here, and they like it. You see, they like to dig around. They like to find insects in the mud, but it does create a lot of mess. And for some people in their garden, they haven't got a room to keep moving enclosures to fresh grassland. They don't like the mess. However, that is the kind of nature of the duck. Now, you could put some patio slabs down and some concrete down, because that's nice and easy to jet wash, but don't do it on 100% of the enclosure. The duck will not be happy. Do it on the main areas where you really don't want too much mess, but leave a good 30% as mud and grass, so that the duck can exhibit their natural behaviour. If you want, after they've messed it up, I mean, you can always put bark chippings down on that, so they can have like a fresh bit to mess around in, next to the concrete. But generally, it's the person that wants the concrete, not the duck. So you need to think of a little bit of a balance between what's nice for your garden and actually what the duck needs. In terms of bedding, or coop should I say, bedding, they just need hay. In terms of coop, they need to be on the floor. Ducks do not cope very well with ramps and steps and that kind of thing. So the entrance needs to be at ground level. Any coop like that will be absolutely fine for a duck. They will love that. They really struggle getting into more of the chicken coop designs. Bear that in mind as well when you're putting your pond, whether you dig it in or put it like hard standing, these birds can sort of jump a little bit and flap, as I say, and that's why they're in the enclosed area. An Indian runner duck would actually really struggle to get in there, even though it's only, what, 1 foot high. An Indian runner duck would struggle with that. You see these ones, they're sort of looking over like, oh, how do we get in? Actually, they can just flap and get in. An Indian runner duck can't. So you do need to bear that in mind. The way you can get around this is with a ramp that is at a very low level, just to give them that little bit so they can clamber in, or just build up some bricks on the side so they could got like a bit of a step. But again, a duck is not going to go up a flight of stairs or a very long ramp. They don't have the thinking process to work out that kind of system, unlike a chicken. So apart from that, generally speaking, that is all they need. They will be very happy doing their own thing in this kind of setup. Now you can put other things in to like enrich their behaviour, and I say logs and things to run around, jump over, and like a basking area in the sun. Dust baths as well. They don't dust bath as much as like a chicken, to be honest. They bath more in the water, but they do like messing around in that kind of environment. So yeah, hopefully this has been helpful. Any questions, put them in the comment below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe. We've been Court Farm Chickens. See you on the next one.